Hi everyone, in this tutorial we will focus Google Cloud PubSub and its implementation in the Spring Boot. As you know, before jumping into the code, we usually discuss what's the differences between this and this, or sometimes we also discuss why we need to implement PubSub instead of the REST API or instead of this. First, let's discuss about everything on a story. It's a story time, okay? Imagine you are working on a sending receive and notification module in the e-commerce company like Amazon. You are working in Amazon. Notification module must be event driven, which means when a user creates a new order, application should send informative emails or SMS or a WhatsApp message to the user. And this architecture should be handled by a microservices like notification service. Your team is thinking about how to send notifications to the user after a new order is placed by the user. So the managers ask you, we need to let user know after each order creation via WhatsApp, SMS, or email. So you have two different engineers group are thinking two different way. One engineer group support the REST API solution, which means you will have order service and notification service. They will communicate each other via REST API. And other group and engineers thinks about another solution, which is message broker supporters, and they say, okay, we will have an order service, and between the order service and notification service, we will have a message broker. It could be RabbitMQ, Kafka, or PubSub, or any other similar message broker, which helps publish the messages and consume the messages by the subscriber. So the both group of the engineers thinking about the downsides of advantages and disadvantages of this implementation. Let's look at the first API supporters. So this is the basic architecture of the API supporters. There's an order service, as you can see, and there's a notification service. Between the order service and notification service, they are communicating via the HTTP REST API, and notification service sends the notification, SMS notification, email notification, or WhatsApp notification, any type of similar notification. But the thing is, this is tight coupling. What does it mean? What does tight coupling mean? The tight coupling means basically your order service completely depends on notification service. So which means when you want to add another service into your order service, you have to update your business logic in the order service. At the same time, you will create a new service. You will create a new service eventually. But the thing is, your order service completely depends on your notification service. There's another thing, synchronous processing. What does it mean? The synchronous processing means when you have too many requests, like Black Friday or similar like special days or campaign days, when you have too many requests, you might block your service, because basically if you don't use the step flags or the similar reactive programming, what will happen? Your order service will be blocked until the request lifecycle completed, until get the response. So it will block the thread, and which means when you block the thread, you will block the other users' requests. So this is not a good way to implementation. And there's another thing, lack of the flexibility that we already mentioned, the tight coupling. We are too dependent on the notification service. But of course, there's a really good advantages, like easy to implement, reliability, and the direct control. If you have Kafka service or RabbitMQ service, there's a biggest problem in those services, in those message brokers. What you need to do, you need to maintain, scale your own service. So sometimes that could be very difficult to maintain Kafka and RabbitMQ if you don't have the proper DevOps teams and the dedicated person who will always focus those things. So that will be very difficult for your team and for your company. However, the another side, message broker supporters believe the PubSub solution will be very effective and a good solution. There's an order service, notification service. Notification service sends an informative message via SMS, email, WhatsApp, or anything. The biggest advantage of message broker is it's loose coupling. What does it mean, the loose coupling? Loose coupling means basically you are not dependent on notification service. Order service publish a message to the topic. I don't know, do you know already, or do you already know what the message broker is? The message broker has subscription, the topics, and I forget. I have an article also about the video. I will show it to you later. Loose coupling means basically you are not dependent on notification service, because order service publish message a topic, any additional service can consume this message from the topics. So which means in the later, let's think about, we decided to split SMS, email, WhatsApp as a new service. What we're gonna do, we're gonna create 3 different services, but we're not gonna edit anything in the order service. We will still publish same message to PubSub, to our message broker, and these 3 services will consume all data from the topic because they are subscriber of the topic. And asynchronous processing, this is actually very important for the performance in our applications. Basically, when you publish a new message, order service won't block its thread because there's no life cycle. It will continue its own way. The PubSub will handle all these processing after order service published a message, and notification service will consume incoming messages. Flexibility and scalability, this is a very important topic also. What we talk about, what I said a couple of minutes ago, I said if you have the Kafka server, if you have a RabbitMQ server, the thing is it's really difficult to maintain those services. Of course, scalability and flexibility is not about the PubSub, it's also related with Kafka and RabbitMQ, but maintainability, it's very, very good things for the PubSub. It's fully automated management system. For instance, while it is managed by the Google service, it is managed by the Google Cloud. So you don't need to be part of this management. You don't need to be part of the DevOps when you use the PubSub, not unlike Kafka or RabbitMQ, because in Kafka and RabbitMQ you will have your own services, and when you have to manage your own services, which might be really, really difficult when you have million requests. PubSub, it's already fully automated management services, which was provided by the Google. I don't know when, but probably 10 years ago, something. And so you don't need to bother yourself about these DevOps things. So these 2 teams think about what is the best solution, and I guess the best solution is, for now, it's a PubSub solution. So in this tutorial, we're gonna discuss how we can implement our PubSub into in the Spring Boot application. But before jumping into the implementation, I want to show you an article that I already wrote about this topic. So there's a description why PubSub, why not API. You can read and access more information in here. At the same time, there's a really good technical details of the PubSub. For instance, we have the topic, subscription, messages, publishers, who is the publishers. For instance, order service is a publisher, subscriber, who is a subscriber, our notification service is a subscriber, and there are other many different technical details about PubSub. By the way, PubSub support a lot of features, but the best features that I really like, if you work on the Google Cloud, if you publish a message to the PubSub, you can immediately ingest the incoming message to the BigQuery via your configuration. There's too many information about PubSub, and message size of 10 megabits. And it's in the base 64 format. At the same time, the maximum topics and subscription, 10,000 topics and 10,000 subscription for the per project. And there's no the limits, but at the same time, acknowledge deadline is a 600 seconds. It's around the 10 minutes. Message retention for up to 7 days for the PubSub. It definitely support at least 1 delivery. Else there is an implementation. I also talk about implementation in the articles, so now we will implementing together. There's a GitHub repos, and this is 2 different GitHub repo and the references, right? Okay, this is all that I wanted to talk about before jumping into the implementation. So that's really good articles you can read, and you can access more information and technical details about PubSub and comparison between the REST API and message broker in the PubSub. But please be not that. I'm not talking about beginning of the message broker. I assume you already know what is the topic, subscription, messages, publishers, and because those things same in the RabbitMQ and Kafka and any other message broker. Not technical details are the same. They are of course way more different than this. Some there are similarities, but at least these components are usually similar. Let's jump into the coding session. So now, before the implementation, we need to create our topics, PubSub servers, subscriptions and our service account. Why we need a service account? Why do we need the service account? The basic answer is because you can access Google resources via the service account. That's why you need to create a service account to access all Google's resources from your local environment, from anywhere else. How can you create your own service account? Let's go to IAM and admin page in Google Cloud. I already created a new account for myself, and now I have $300 or euro somethings, the trial in the Google Cloud. You can sign in and you can also get the trial, like €300, $300 for 90 days, something like this. I'm not sure. You can do this by yourself. I will switch the service accounts, and I will create service account by clicking the create service account button, and my service account name will be Berat Yespek Spring Clouds. I will click create and continue. Then I should choose the roles. I will choose PubSub role. PubSub, publisher and subscriber role. Where is the publisher and subscriber role? This is the publisher. This is a subscriber role, and also I will choose another role, which is a PubSub viewer role. PubSub viewer. Okay, I will click continue. Then it's done. So now I already have a service account in here. I will click the service account that I created right now. This is the service account that I created now. Yeah, this is the service account I created now. I will click this one, and I navigate to keys tab, and I will create a new JSON key to access from my Spring project to Google Cloud PubSub. Okay, let's create it. And now it's downloaded. I can see my service account in here. It can stay in here. We're gonna use it soon. Let's go to PubSub. Search the PubSub in here, click the PubSub, and let's create a new topic. Create a topic name, order, notification. Don't change anything. If you want to add a schema, you can add a schema, the proto schema or any other related schema. That's also possible. But now currently we will focus on basic things. I'll click the create buttons. Now we have order, notification, topics. It's in processing. Now I have order notification. At the same time, there's a default subscription ID. So which is nice. I can use the subscription to consume the messages from this topic. That's also fine. Also, you can create another subscription by clicking create subscription button and like order subs. Okay, this is also possible. Don't change any settings in here. Just use the default settings and click the create. So we can also create a new subscription. This is the all configurations that we should do in the Google Cloud side. Now, what are we gonna do? We will just continue our implementation in the Spring project. Let's jump into the Spring project. Let's create our own Spring project on the IntelliJ IDEA. So I choose a Spring Boot, and the project name will be Berat Yespek Order Service. And I will choose Java as a language, create a Kotlin as a builder, and I will use Java 17. Click the next one. I will choose Spring Boot this version. I'll choose a Spring configuration processor. Oh, I couldn't click it. Lombok. Spring Web, and I will search for Google Cloud. These are the dependencies that I want to use right now for my PubSub implementation. I will create the create buttons, and here it is. This is my Spring Boot application for order service. First, what are we gonna do? We're gonna configure our order service, then we will create our notification service, we will configure our notification service, then we're gonna test it. It's very straightforward, right? Let's configure our order service. It's already built, so let's run our applications to be sure that it's running in a well. Yeah, it's running. The portal is already in use, but it's okay. Let's rerun it again. So what we're gonna do now, the first thing that we should do, configure application properties. Okay, let's switch to your application properties file, and we can use spring.cloud.gcp.project ID. What is my project ID? I don't know what it is. Go back to Google Chrome page, and this is, click here, this is your project ID. Copy your project ID, go back to your project and paste it. And the other things that we should configure, spring.cloud.gcp.credentials.location. This is also very important, and it should be class path. And then we downloaded the file. As you remember, copy this file and paste this file under the resources. This is your service account key file. Okay, I'm gonna rename my file like Spring Cloud.tspec. I will copy the file name, class path, and your file name. Okay, this is all you should do for Google Cloud configuration. Then what are we gonna do? We need two different class. First class is our order entity. We need an entity, order entity. I will create an order entity. I will use Lombok annotation, state annotation, all argument annotation, and no argument constructor annotation. I will add my properties, private string, customer ID maybe, and a customer ID, just product detail. Like, you know, I'm not gonna go much into the details. Like product detail, what else can we add? Price. Private, double, no. Big decimal, price. Not product detail, let's change it, product ID. Okay, and that will be a nice one. Okay, now we have order entity, ID, product ID, and price. We need to create a controller, order controller. Let's create an order controller. We have an order controller now, and we need to make it a REST controller using the REST controller annotation that which will come from the Spring itself. We will use required argument constructor. Required argument constructor inject our dependencies using the IOC container of the Spring. We don't use anymore auto-wires or we don't use an auto-wire. We use a required arguments constructor which come from the Lombok. I really like it. And now we need to use request mapping, which means that this is my base endpoint. What is my base endpoint is? It's localhost 8080 and then blah blah blah. Now I will say this blah 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 in here. It's orders. No more complicated than that. We need to use private final PubSub template. PubSub template comes from the Google Cloud PubSub core. We can publish our messages via this PubSub template instance. And we will use an object mapper, which this comes from where? Object mapper, faster Jackson. And then I will create response, and I'm not going to create a response entity. I will create a new endpoint, an HTTP method in here. Response entity. It should be order, it should return order to back, and the name will be create. It will get request body and order, then I need a try and catch. In the try, what I'm gonna do first, I will set an order ID, UUID, random UID string, that's nice. Then what I'm gonna do, I will create string payload object mapper write value as string order. That will be nice. And then I'm gonna publish my message to my topic. This is all. Now I will return the order and HTTP status. If an error occurs, I will return the bad request. What is the topic name? Let's go back to our PubSub. Click topics. This is our topic name that we just created now, right? This is our topic name. This is all you should do so far. And just only one thing is missing. Of course, this will be post mapping HTTP methods. Our order service is ready to publish PubSub messages to our Google Cloud components. Create another project, which is notification service, right? Berat yesback notification service. It will be Java, graded Kotlin, Java 17, exactly the same thing that I'm gonna choose. There's no differences because this service will be the consumer. Our order service will be the publisher. Publisher, subscriber, okay? This is very basic and straightforward. I will also choose the GCP. GCP is not supported the latest version of Spring Boot, so I'm gonna choose the old version. I will click the all and then I will click the create, but this is my notification service. Okay, let's copy and paste it. No, couldn't paste, I don't know why. I will recopy it again. Copy, and paste it. Application properties. This will be notification service. I will change the name, notification service. Class bed will be the same, and that looks great. So I will also copy our order entity because order entity will be the same, no differences. I will copy order entity in here, and what I'm gonna do, I will create notification listener in notification project because this is a listener, this is a subscriber. It will listen the coming requests, and this I will assign this as a component because it's a component in Spring Boot. It's not a service, it's a component. There's no difference between component and service, but it's component. When you click the components, you will see it's also used. Oh, sorry. When you when you call the service, when you go to service, you will see it's used a component, okay? But this is a component. What I'm gonna do, I will do required argument constructor. We also need required argument constructor because we will have PubSub template, we will have check mapper and logger, and those instances should be created by the IOC container, right? We will call from the IOC container. Now I will declare my logger final, private final logger factory. Okay, it's nice. And what I'm gonna do, use the logger from as Regina Java util, just be careful about that. Private final PubSub template, and private final object mapper. And I will create my listener method, subscriber. Or you can call it as a listener, it doesn't matter. PubSub template, just subscribe. What are you gonna subscribe? I will subscribe this topic subscription. Which subscription would you like to subscribe? Maybe notification subscription. Okay, let's subscribe to notification subscription. It's the default subscription. You can also subscribe to the other one. It doesn't matter which one would you like to subscribe, okay? Okay, let's go back to our project. Oh, why I couldn't go back to my project? Yes, here. This is the subscription that I want to subscribe, and I will receive the message from there. Then this is all should I do so far, and then I will write my logic here. Try. I will receive the data as a string, new string message that get PubSub message, because we will receive this as a we will receive the message as a string, not get ordering key. Sorry. Get data, and get to byte array, and then we will convert to order. How are we going to convert the order object? Of course, using the object mapper. Object mapper convert, read the value. Read the value. Where are we going to read the value? We're going to read the value from the data, and we will map to order class. Okay, and it says I need a catch. Okay, let's put the catch in here. Then we will log everything, log info, receive an offer, cloud, that's nice. And then we're gonna create another method, which is a send notification method. Let's create a send notification method because we need send notification method, send notification. Come on, copyleft complete this logger, log.info. Okay, that's nice. It's nice. And then what we're gonna do, we will call send notification method in here, and we're gonna acknowledge the message. We also, when an error occurs, what we're gonna do, we're not gonna acknowledge the message, we're gonna not call this method. Everything is ready so far, not ready, sorry, we forgot post construct, otherwise Spring can't see this method. Spring should see the method where it is. Okay, everything looks fine, everything looks ready. Just only one thing that I'm gonna do, I will go back to application properties and change my port, because order service is gonna run in 8080 and this service should run in a different port. But I'm going to run both applications at the same time. First, notification service, let's wait what will happen. Tomcat started successfully. Now I will run the order service. Tomcat started successfully, looks nice. I will go to my order controller and I will put my breakpoint to here. At the same time, I will go my notification service. What I'm gonna do, I will put my breakpoint in here. So now I will open my Postman. This is my Postman. It's already here. And this is my payload. This is the endpoints of order service. Let's go back to order service. When you click here, generate HTTP client, and you will see your endpoint. This is my endpoint. This is my payload, and I will send requests. So request came here. I will move the next step, and the publish step. Let's move the next step, and it's published successfully. I will wait, see what happened. The subscriber got request from the topic, read the request from the topic. It consumes the message from the topic. Now I got the message in notification service. I will move to the next step. I will convert my coming data to order. Actually, I will map it. And then this is received order notification from the cloud order. Let's see our logs. Can you see the logs in here? Product ID null, price 10,000. It's okay. It could be null. Probably name. There's a mistake in naming. Send notification. It's send notification. You can see the sending order notification event to blah blah blah. So it's working very fine. And then we acknowledge the message, and everything looks fine. It's perfect. This is all implementation of the PubSub in a Spring Boot, which is really nice component, and it's fully managed service by the Google. It's really good product. You can use your own applications instead of Kafka and RabbitMQ, because those applications should be maintained, those components and message brokers should be maintained by you. But when things come to do the cloud services such as PubSub, I don't know what's in the AWS or Azure side, probably they have also their own message broker, and they are managing everything by themselves, so you don't have to put too much effort on the DevOps side, which is really nice thing, and the implementation is really straightforward. Let's go back to our story, and in this story there is no winner. Okay, so eventually let's make a clear conclusion. There is no winner. Both implementation is fine. It totally depends what you need. There is no one true. I don't believe the message broker or microservices best solutions ever in the IT sector. No, not at all. There is no one true. There could be many different true. It totally depends on what you need. If your business is very large, yeah, message broker could be a very good implementation in here. But if you don't have the large business, if you don't have a lot of requests coming per day, REST API could be a good solution. If you have million requests per hour or second or some things, not even a PubSub, Kafka could be only one solution for you. So the solutions, the one solution a solution always depends on what you need. There's no only one true, so you can choose your own true. And I just wanted to give an idea how can you implement the PubSub and in which cases you can use the PubSub. And those cases you can use PubSub and message broker instead of the API request. Also you can consider the API, HTTP API. Also you can consider the gRPC. Also you can consider GraphQL. You can consider all of these different communication implementations. It always depends what you need in your problem, in your case. Okay, this is the all for now. Have a good day. See you in the next video.